get started. Let's talk that barber shit. I thought I'd bring in some music for you. Get
Yes. Hey,
started.
that's actually my me and my wife's wedding song. So
Oh,
all
okay.
things fitting. All things fitting. All
That's
things
funny.
fitting. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I was right on
Yep.
point.
Right on point. Right on point. Yep.
How you
Yep.
doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good.
I
I'm
like that
great,
hat,
man.
you know what I'm saying? I like
I
that hat
know.
you got on up over here, you know
I
what I'm
see
saying?
you. I
It's
see
nice. It's real nice.
you. Man, I just wanted to say I appreciate you stepping to the platform. We got a lot to talk about, and
Yeah.
I want to say I'm honored for you to even take a chance with me to really
Mhm.
open up and really just talk that barber shit and talk about your journey with me. There's a small platform right now, but I
Yeah.
believe with us doing what we doing, talking to each other, sharing our experience, sharing our journey, that it's gonna go so far that I don't even think I know how far it's gonna go. But somebody's gonna look at this, see you, see the
Mm.
conversation, and it's gonna be like, it's really gonna probably open up so many doors that, especially what you want to do on your end, and I'm all with it.
For sure. Yeah, so many. I think the great thing about it is I'm this opportunity because you like you said the platform is small and I have always been told I have a gift and to use my voice and I never thought it would be this, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
like
saying?
this.
I no, heck no, man, heck no. Because I was raised in the church, so it was like, oh, you ain't no preacher. Oh, you can pray real good. You sure you don't want to be in the church? And I'm like, Lord, but hell no, I don't want to be in the church. You know what I'm saying? I love you, Lord, but nah, not today, not today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just
Hey,
grateful
we
for this
don't
opportunity.
we don't know how we gonna be called upon certain
Yeah,
things, and
yeah,
at that moment, like myself and yourself, we look at certain things and be like, nah, they that I'm not that's not me, that's not in me, but it
right.
is in you, and it just
Hmm,
takes the right time for you to gradually grow
for
and
sure.
find yourself first, so you can be real and be real to everybody else, and not be afraid to speak on what's true to you. So
That's true, and it's taken me a long time to get here. So I'm just grateful by the grace of God that I'm even here to have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in recovery. I've been a recovering alcoholic for I've been in and out of AA since I was like 18 or 19. I just turned 33. You know, I'm 4 years sober. You know what I'm saying? So even with that, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to go through all that to get to this right here. Because if I didn't, you know, we wouldn't even be talking. I don't know where I'd be, but it wouldn't be in no place good. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but I mean, you took that light click for you to say, hey, I I know my wealth, I know my
Yeah,
worth,
yeah.
and I'm going. I'm willing to take that chance and change, and that's what you did. So I give you much love, respect, congratulations,
Thank you.
and I got you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So
um,
I can't do it alone. So it's always good to know that there's one more extra person in the
yeah,
circle.
like
You know what I'm saying? So
honestly, I'm being truthful. If you send me a text, we gonna definitely exchange numbers. If you having a moment, you just want
mm,
somebody to talk to, like that's what it's about. That's where
right,
we
right.
show, that's where we show togetherness. That's where we show support, not just like being there when it's all up in the good, and we
That's
not want
right.
to be around when it's bad, because everybody has their moments where they're up and they're down, and we just need someone to always have us on all levels.
That's
So
real. That's
yeah,
real. That's real. Appreciate that.
but I don't want to do all the talking. I mean,
Uh-oh.
I gotta say this first, and then I'm gonna let
Okay.
you have your platform, have your sit down and
Okay.
speak. But like I always start off, this platform, talk your barber shit. It's not about tearing down the industry. It's about uplifting the industry. It's about uplifting you. This
Yeah.
is what the platform is about. It's about you sharing your knowledge, sharing your wisdom, sharing your story, that how much you're willing to give out,
Mm,
and let people know that might be, like you said, in your footstep, that might have a down day or might be going through some things, and you showing them that through that turmoil and then that wall that's up right now, you can break it down. You can see
mm-hmm.
your way through it.
Oh, for sure.
So this is what Talk Your Barber Shit is about. It's about us being a unit. Like, we got them hats right now, unity. And I just want you to tell your story. I just want you to share with the audience that's tuning in. I see a lot of people jumping in right now. Probably
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
your followers, a lot of your friends.
yeah. So it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's a little nervous, but it's cool. It's cool. I'll dive into it. And I'll put this full disclosure. I'm emotional, so if I tear up, I tear up. Let me get through it. It's all good. It's all from a good place.
All right, will do.
Um. So you want me to jump in?
Yeah, I mean, tell me how you tell me the beginning. Tell me how you got to this point where you are now. Like, give whatever you want to give out. It's your floor.
Cool. So my name is Britt. I'm from Marietta, Georgia. It looks real pretty on the outside, but once you win it, it's gritty. It gets a little gritty. But it's a different type of grit. I was raised in a predominantly white neighborhood. I was raised by my mom, my two older brothers, family. Love you guys. Um, so we got that one out the way. See, we good. All right.
Good.
So raised in Marietta, Georgia. I grew up playing basketball, and eventually I just ran in with the wrong crowd. Um, Obviously, being part of the LGBT community, looking back at it now, I was trying to find myself.
Yeah.
And usually the people who are trying to find themselves are the ones who ain't doing too good, drinking, smoking, all that kind of stuff. So I got into that at a young age, still played basketball, but, kind of kept it to myself. Got older, still kind of grew up and still hung around the wrong crowd, in and out of jail, DUIs, just simple batteries, domestic, just like stuff that I never imagined of myself. And I speak freely, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to drop no names because I'm not like that. But
Yeah.
I'm very transparent about my story. You know what I'm saying? So I just knew things weren't working. And then when I caught my third DUI, my mom was also diagnosed with cancer. She's a colon cancer survivor. But between the third DUI and my mom getting sick, like I had to tighten up. They was trying to send me to jail. I'm too pretty for jail. I tell you right now, I've been in there a few times, and they really do catcall. And I think that's great and dandy, but I'm good. I want to stay over here. So,
Yeah.
I had to do what I had to do to get through that and make sure that my mom made it. And when she made it, of course, like things kind of start to trickle back to the not so good times. Well, and in the mix of that, I actually met my wife. Like I went out for the first time sober, met my wife, and like it was just divine timing, divine timing. And we've been married. This would be 3 years of marriage going in. I think we've been together like 6 or 7 years. Sorry, honey. But yeah, so I just had to tighten up. I had to tighten up, and I knew that I eventually wanted to move to California. This is my family's main hub. So my mom is one of 10. We're from Fresno. So I always want to get back to California, but I never wanted to come here and do the same things I was doing there. So I had to make sure it was all out of my system. For the most part, it was. But I didn't know what I wanted to do. No idea. I had been trying to be a personal trainer, wanted to cook, wanted to be an accountant, because that was mainly like the main things that I did. Worked overnight, warehouse. And I honestly just turned it over to my higher power. I said, God, like, really, like, show me my passion. What am I supposed to do? What am I called to do? Because I have no idea, and I need to figure it out, because this isn't working for me anymore. I got two choices: stay here in Marietta. Well, at that point, I was living in Sandy Springs, but stay in Atlanta and see what happens, and nothing good come from it, or really dig deep, dig your heels into this California thing and do what you need to do. And I woke up one day and I was looking at all things barber. how to cut hair, what it takes to get into, that goes into your kit. What do you need to go to get your license? Like, where are the schools at? We didn't have a definite move date yet for California. So I was looking for places in Atlanta too, because I had no idea. I just knew that, like, okay, yo, this is it, a barber. Like, I got two older brothers and I didn't even mess around with their hair. Like, I'm telling you, like, I never thought this was going to be it. So found All Things Barber, what it needed to even work on set, because my brothers are in the industry. So, like, even that, I was like, yo, I'll work with your brother. So I just started, like, I went crazy. I mean, I'm the notebook type of person, so I got a notebook to start jotting everything down. And that's pretty much how I fell into my passion. It was given to me. It was brought to me. It was sent to me from, you know, a power and a place higher than myself. So I'm grateful for that, because and within those 12, sorry about that.
No,
So being in recovery, there's 12 steps. And one of the 12 step, don't get me wrong, my fellow AAers out there, don't get mad at me, but it's acts of service and giving, and just giving to someone other than yourself, whether they need it or not. And I learned in the pandemic that, like, barbering is to keep me here, is to keep me sober, is to keep me going, because those acts of service are super, super important for me. So yeah, that's how I ended up in barbering. And then when I got to California, I just started. I mean, my wife has been A1 support. Got here, hit the ground running. Got here in May 2017. I was in school, barber school, by August. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
then, like, I knew I wanted to work on, like, I didn't jump into the barber industry to be like, yo, I want to own my own shop. I didn't jump into it to be like, yo, I only want to cut celebrities. I jumped into it knowing that I didn't want to be in a shop, and I knew that I wanted to work on set. So I knew it was going to be a little bit different for me, because everyone in my school was like, yeah, man, I want to own my shop. I want to, you know, grow the neighborhood and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, that's great. But I felt like a little bit of a loner, except there was this one other dude in there. And shout out to my boy Cray, because he had been cutting already for like 10 years, and he was just in there getting his license. And I was like, yo, like, what do you plan on doing this? Because he already had his own private space to cut. And he was like, I don't really want to shop. I just want to cut private and do appointment only and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, ding, 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 ding. This dude is literally, like, saying all the stuff that, like, is going on in my head. So I kind of clung to him a little bit, not in a creeper way, but, like, I kind of just watched his movements, started
yeah,
following him on Instagram and how he promoted. And, I was looking at how he built his website. I still don't have a website, but I was looking on how he built his, and just all that kind of stuff, because I knew I was going to be different.
yeah,
But I also knew being in a barber shop was important. So I got my barber's license. I got into a shop, but I also knew that I wanted to work on set. So I hit up the union. Like, at this point, like, I'm like, what do I need to do? Because I got my barber's license. I'm thinking I can just get my barber license and sign up, and I'm in. That's it. That's
yeah,
what I thought.
yeah,
Nah, they were like, nah, you need a cosmetology license. You got
yeah,
to do this amount of days and this amount of time. You got to, it's not even just cutting hair. You got to know the paperwork. So I was like, my goodness. Okay, so I need to go to cosmetology school. Cool, got it.
yeah.
I had been licensed as a barber. I got my license in October. By January, I was in hair school to get my cosmetology license. So I went ahead and crossed over and got my top cosmetology license so I could go ahead and start my set stuff.
Yeah.
So I did that, still knowing that I need to be in a shop. So when we first moved here, it pushed us out to Orange County, like Anaheim, because so being in Atlanta, there's leasing's office. You say, oh, I want to go look at this apartment. You can pull up to a place. They put you on a golf cart. They have apartments that they just show you that are just for show. Out here, heck no, man. We driving around like, wait, is this one? Is this one? I don't know. My sister-in-law, like, in-law told me, she was like, well, they had first moved out here. They were like, they really wanted this place, and the landlord said someone else wanted it too. So, like, be ready. So she said her and my brother were there with the deposit ready to go, and the person walked right past them up the stairs, and they got it right before them. So there I was like, oh heck no. So it pushed us all the way out there. So I was out doing all my hair stuff in like Anaheim and Orange County. Shout out to Tony Guy, Costa Mesa. Great school. Great school. No, everybody there was great. I mean, even like my barber schools, dude. Like the first one that I went to shut down because the dude stopped paying. He stopped paying the bills. He stopped paying the instructors. He would not like, yo, we showed up to school like maybe 2 or 3 times with the eviction notice on the thing saying, if you don't pay your rent, like all this kind of stuff. Like we think that he flooded the place to get an insurance claim because like he didn't want to pay for nothing. Yeah, I ended up having to pay for my transcript to transfer out because he was like, oh, you missed this amount of days. We need $200. I was like, oh, what? I'm already paying y'all monthly. You know what I'm saying? So it pushes out there. So I did some time in some barbershops out there. I was in this one shop and like they were like, oh yeah, come with us, come cut here. And I was like, okay, cool. I didn't know any better. I was like, okay, cool. Predominantly Hispanic shop, cool. I don't speak a lick of Spanish, cool. I look like I do, cool. You know, little did I know that they were setting me up to cut only African American people and kids. Everyone else, I was bypassed. So again, in that moment, that's my higher power saying, girl, do your barbershop time and get on. So, you know, so at that point, we wanted to move to LA, and I was really serious about looking for a Black-owned, queer-owned barbershop. I did a lot of searching for a Black-owned, queer-owned barbershop. I came across a few weren't open anymore, and just so happened one of my brother's friends, people knew that someone, Black, queer, veteran had just opened up a barbershop in Mid-City. So I was like, oh, dope. Hit him up, went there, met with him. Pretty much that was it. I was there. I was hooked. Brand new shop, beautiful shop, high and tight barbershop in Mid-City. It's got great aesthetic. Tasha's the owner. You know, she's a vet. She's been doing her thing. And you know, it's a cool place. So I started cutting there. And you know, when the pandemic hit, I really let me back up a little bit.
No, I'm loving this.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Let me back up a little bit.
Don't leave anything out.
It's about to twist a little bit. So let me back up a little bit. Like I said, I never really wanted to be in a barbershop. I always knew that I wanted to either have my own private space to cut out of, whether that meant my house, the garage, the back house, the lot. It didn't matter. That and work on set. Those were the 2 key things that when I jumped into this industry, that was it. But I knew the barbershop was something that I had to do. Correct. So when I found High and Tight, I fell in love with it. Still love it. It's a great shop. And I was still building my clientele. So I was doing a lot of foot traffic. It was a new shop. I was passing out flyers. I was just getting my name out there, getting High and Tight's name out there. It was cool because it was the neighborhood, and the neighborhood hadn't had a good shop in a long time. So it was cool. Yes. And it was picking up, it was doing its thing. And it had been open about a year, and then like the pandemic hit. And truthfully, I thought that was kind of perfect timing for myself. Yeah. I have no greater excuse. I won't say excuse. No greater reason to go ahead and pursue what I said I was going to pursue. I look at 2020 as a blessing to myself. There were bad times in there. Of course, we all went through mental health stuff. If you said that 2020 was just all great and you didn't do no mental health stuff, then maybe you and I, maybe me and that person should have a conversation. I just want to hear their story and what they did, because maybe it could have made mine better. But we're right. But we're human. Yeah. We didn't have all good days, but I knew that's what I had to do. So it wasn't an excuse. It was just another reason to keep going what I was going. So I did that. I pulled myself out of the shop, still building clientele, and I went to a Black-owned studio, so it was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? And I liked it and I enjoyed it. But it was tough. I was by myself. I've only been cutting for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of my licenses still has my name on it, and my picture on it. Because when you first get your barber license, for 2 years, it's your picture on it. So once you don't have your picture, you kind of graduate to, you know, instead of a baby, you know, you a junior. So I'm a junior barber and I'm a baby cosmetologist. I'm okay with that, you know? And I respect everybody in the game, you know what I'm saying? So when I pulled off to go to the studio, you know, I just really pressed in on my set stuff, and how I wanted to go about that, because at that time it was like, okay, private studio, you got it, let's focus in on set. So I started to focus in on that, and things have been taking off. I am grateful because in the industry you kind of do have to know people, and you have to be persistent,
Yeah.
and you have to have tough skin, and you kind of have to, you know, be okay with the word no and all that kind of stuff. So I'm grateful that both of my brothers are in TV and film, because it has helped me connect with people. I'm grateful for just our last name being Lester holds a lot of weight even before TV and film. Just, you know, dating back to my grandfather being a pastor, and, you know, just my uncles being my uncles, you know, just like our name, just like, just knowing that this legacy is going to continue on is pretty cool to me. So it's that, and it's just like the yeah, just the eagerness and the passion to keep going. So I've so 2020, towards the end of it, I started working on set, and since that I've oh man, I've done 3 shows and a music video, and I'm getting ready to start another show at the end of June.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. So I know I'm pretty sure I lost some stuff along the way, so please ask some questions. But, you know, I just have really been putting in a lot of work, and like I'll jump into the queer and the LGBTQ stuff really quick. It's important. It's so important. It's
Don't make
so important.
no
Huh?
that don't make it quick. If that's
Okay.
something that you want to
Okay.
really,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'll jump into that. So needless to say, so apart from that, another important thing besides barbering is the LGBT community. Again, you know, I've been told, you know, why aren't you a preacher? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You know what I'm saying? Why? Well, why? And like, this is my calling. It's to
Yeah.
connect to my people and everybody. I'm
Yeah.
not just saying, oh, I only cut LGBTQ. No, I cut people who are cis, but their neighbor is LGBTQ. That's how maybe they heard about me, you know. So it's not, I'm not like just in that box, but a lot of my clientele is mainly LGBTQ. It's important. I grew up in the South. I grew up in Marietta, Georgia. I, you know, for a long time, my hair was long because I wanted to still look like a girl, but I dressed like this, and I sound like this, and I walk like this. And then, you know, as I got older, you start to change a little. You start to kind of be like, I don't care. So what typically happens with us LGBTQ, and for me, masculine presenting, we usually cut our hair first,
Okay.
because that changes your feature a little bit. The longer hair will, for me, makes me feel a little bit more feminine, which is fine. I embrace my femininity. But at the same time, I like a short haircut, because, you know what I'm saying, that's just my swag. That's just how, and there are masculine presenting females out there that are beautiful, that have long hair, long locks, and all this. And I'm just like, damn, that's confidence. And how do you keep your hair so healthy? Because mine was struggling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was like struggling. But so I get a lot of people who do big chops, who come in with long hair, who are ready to, you know, start to embrace their person and their new identity. So, and not all of us want to go to a male barbershop. You know what I'm saying? I've been to a few, and even though I dress how I dress and talk how I talk, like sitting in the chair and like hearing some of the conversations, it's just like, well, I can't really, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't really connect with that. So that's weird. And then now you're just talking disrespectful about women, and it's just like, I'm a woman, but I don't know what you see me as. So there's such a disconnect in that world that it's important to have places like High Insight Barbershop.
I'm
It's in,
glad. I'm glad that you really said that, because I know sometimes sitting in the shop, and yeah, like someone will come in and they will sit down, and but we will still, not me, they will still have that conversation. And guys are so high testosterone, like they just like,
yeah.
if they feel a certain way, they don't have to come back.
Right.
And it
And which
shouldn't.
is so shitty.
Yeah.
It's almost like when people go and do stand up, know your audience. That,
Yeah.
and I think that's why too. I probably stray away from the barbershop world because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to get. I don't want to get caught up in no shop where y'all like hooting and hollering about like that the dude, his pants too tight, so now he look gay. And what if I do have a gay male in my chair who, you know what I'm saying, who just
Yeah.
heard your comment? So now I gotta, like, what do I do? What do I tell you? No, don't talk like that, and potentially start beef between me and you, or do I lose the client for not standing up for my client and being like, hey, can you, like, you know, chill that out? It's really hard to do. I mean, like I'm grateful that I haven't been in a situation like that where where I'm the barber and that's happened. I've been in situations where I'm in the chair and, you know, I just overhear things where I'm just like, golly, I don't even know. Like I don't want to say too much because, like, I also don't want to offend. You know, I also, even being LGBTQ, I have to make sure that I you know, do my part. You know what I'm saying, and speak only from my experience, my strengths, and my hopes. You know, so
And
the
that's all we can do,
yeah, yeah,
especially for you, because yeah, we man. And what I loved about your bio that you sent me, and the detail and the description, how you laid it out, was so, it made me feel like I was so much looking forward to this conversation,
mm,
because it's a lot of things that we don't know until we know it and sit down with someone and have these conversations. How would it click and you understand both sides of everything? And it, like you said, you being black, you being in this LGBT, and then understanding though that you have a passion for something, you want to
mm,
create something, but then you feel like all the walls are like coming in on you, and it's not having you where you feel like you're free, where you can be
yeah,
you. And
mm,
how do you want what it I know it's not going to happen right away, but what is it that you're hoping, or what in your platform and your walk, just your walk yourself, what are you hoping to share or give out that someone will see and acknowledge this? Or maybe you have that moment where you create something that does open more doors.
mm.
What are the doors that you're looking forward to be open? If I'm coming off clear making that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's important for LGBTQ barbers to speak up and be LGBTQ barbers. We have this thing where it's just like, I'm not a female barber, I'm not a male barber, I'm a barber. Cool, we're all barbers. We're
Yeah.
all barbers. But the LGBT community is so big, and there's so many young people out there that need it. There's so many people out there that, like, are my age, still trying to figure out who they are. They need it. They need a different type of connection with someone. They like it. I can't go into a male barbershop and sit down and talk to you about the problems that I'm having with my wife. Why? Because our problems are probably a little emotional. You know what I'm saying? We're not cheating on. We're not in there like, she ain't checked my phone, and it's not that kind of shit. It's a different type of connection. It's deep. It's
Okay.
not your surface. It's not, oh man. It's not like, sometimes I feel like male barbershop is like, how big is your dick? How much money you got in your pocket?
Yeah.
Instead of, bro, how can we lift each other up?
Yeah.
That was a nice cut that you did, but what if you tweaked it right there? Because I'm in a shop where, like, I do a haircut and the homie will be like, that was a clean cut. Maybe next time you should try this.
Yeah.
I take that as a yes. Okay, the cut was clean. That part that I was looking at, that I was questioning, they looked at and was questioning too, and they just cleared it up for me. So now next time, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying all male barbershops are like that. I'm just saying the ones that I've been in and the ones
Yeah.
that I've heard stories from and things like that. But I think it's important
Yeah. So
for
I
other
guess
queer barbers to really just be like, listen, I'm here. You don't have to promote yourself like that, but it's important. It's important. Especially it's just important. especially for the barbers too, because if you're LGBTQ and you're in a barbershop that is predominantly straight and predominantly male, or even straight females, you really can't connect with them either, because they might think that you're trying to get with them. It's just a whole bunch of BS when it comes to it. So
Yeah.
you know, the shops that I know about right now are High and Tight Barbershop. I know that Trendsetters is pretty good. Legends Barbershop is another one that a lot of good queer barbers have come from. So that they're out there. It's not that they're not out there. They're out there. You just gotta find them. You gotta just connect with the right people. But it's important. Queer barbers, we gotta stand loud and we gotta stand proud, because it's important. We have a platform. We have a platform. Like, why not break barriers? Lil Nas X is breaking barriers right now.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks he's this devil worshiping, all this kind of shit. Nah, he breaking barriers.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers are scared. You know what I'm saying? Let's break barriers.
Yeah.
Let's break them. Because once the queer barber community comes out, other people are gonna be like, damn, I had no idea how many people that worked in the community and how many people needed us. Because I know I needed a queer barber for a long time. But I'm
That's
grateful that the last barber, I don't mean to cut you off, but the last barber that I had in Atlanta, I mean, he was real cool. The barbershop was real cool. Of course they had, shit going on, but like at the same time, like I was already in my head thinking like, yeah, I don't know, oh no, I'm
yeah.
good. Let me just go ahead and get my hair cut and leave. Like I really don't talk to anybody but you. Let me look down, and I mean, even having my wife sit in there at sometimes, like it would just be weird, because like I knew that they were looking at us. Like they don't.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit. Don't look at us. At least say, hey, that we pretty or something. But
Yeah. Make comments.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I want to pin back to what you said, where about the communication,
Mm-hmm.
about having open door policy of learning each other's environment, and also where you said that um, your communication, where you're going through something and you being who you are, and then having someone um, that's a macho man, and you can't have those conversations. I feel like I'm in that same boat as well, because we all have feelings, we all have emotions, we all have things that we're going through, and it's funny that we're, as males, straight males, we're taught to never show emotions, never show weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's funny, the other day that I sent out a text to my friends, and then I was just like, I'm just want to let you guys know that I'm here. If you guys going through something, you don't have to share it through the whole group chat, but you can reach out to me and we can talk. You know, let's just have those open communications. I want to let you guys know that I do love you, and stuff like that. And it's like we're not taught to have those type of conversations, just to see like how your day is going, what is it that you might be going through, because we're so immune to like say that we got to hold everything in. We can't,
Mm-hmm.
be that. And I love how you touched on that, saying that, sometimes you want to go to that guy and see what his perspective is, and how he can
Mm-hmm.
maybe tell you something that maybe can work within your relationship, and you can
Mm-hmm.
do that vice versa. But they, like you said, you come from a world that they don't understand, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe the same on the other end. So it's like, how do we connect those barriers? Like, is it ever going to be a way that we can do it?
I think there is. I mean, I have straight male clients, and I speak freely of my wife, and they speak freely of their partners. But like, there's also, you just don't go farther. You just there's certain things that you just don't talk about. You talk about different stuff. That mainly you let them talk about themselves and their spouse and what they, you know what I'm saying. But there are times where I just be like, oh, my wife, or but everyone who comes to see me knows I'm queer, because I put it everywhere. So if you come and sit in my chair, you better not come sit in my chair and talk no disrespectful shit, because we're gonna have a problem, because that's everywhere. And I've never had anyone like say anything sly, but you read the room. You gauge your client. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like if you're a straight male and your client comes in, it's the first time you're meeting him, and he's LGBTQ, whether he's LGBTQ or not, there's certain questions Oh, do you have a significant other? That's always a good one. You know what I'm saying? Have you know what I'm saying? And then by then, okay, if I'll just give you a rundown. So like for me, what I typically do, I love a consultation because I just ask you all types of questions. So when we get into it, I ask you, like, oh, how you doing? You get to talking. Do you have a significant other? And like I gauge it. Some people say wife, some people say husband or boyfriend, or some people say partner. So it's all different. So just listen to what they say. They're gonna give you all the answers. They're not gonna just be like, hey, I'm gay, please don't say that. They're going to say something along the lines of, yes, me and my partner, or me and my boyfriend. And partner doesn't always mean same sex either. So it's just, you just really have to treat everyone equal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just speak with respect. And if you and your homeboy and your homegirl and y'all want to talk about that shit, talk about it on your break in the back, smoking a blunt or whatever you choose to do on your break. You know what I'm saying? But when the clients are in there, to me, the client should be the only one talking. I should be listening and asking questions maybe based off or respond based off what they said. Again, only sharing my experience, strength, and hope. I can never tell you what to do, but I'm here to listen to you. And I'm here to let you know that when you come to see me, this is safe. You can say whatever you need to say and that be it. It goes nowhere past these walls, these rooms, these doors, wherever you may be at. Let's
I,
just always just be kind.
yeah. I love this. This is definitely what I was hoping to have
Yeah.
on. I created this, and I'm glad that you took a chance with me and said, "Hey, let's do this." And it's
Yeah, I'm
awesome.
gonna read this comment real quick. My sister-in-law, she said we really need to normalize men talking about their feelings, and I agree. I'm only saying that I agree with that because you had spoken on that, and it's true.
Yeah.
Y'all folks need to cry a little bit.
I'm a Gemini, so I'm two people. So one side is very emotional than the
Yo,
other.
you're a Gemini?
Yeah,
When's your birthday?
June 8th.
You the nice Gemini. I'm May 25th, and then my wife is June 5th. So what's a no? Hey, we always find each other, dog. Hey, we always find each other, dog. Gemini season.
Hey, hey, what I want to say, happy birthday, since yours already passed already.
Thank you. Oh shit, what's good, man? Hey, where are you located at though, for real?
I'm based out of Inglewood.
Oh man, you ain't that far. We have some social distance coffee and shit. We need to do something, my man.
You know what's funny? I was going to wait to the end of this, and I was going to say, hey, I want to come up to the shop, and I want you to cut my hair.
Let's
So
do it.
we definitely going to make that happen.
Yeah,
But,
yep.
I wanted to ask you this question. So you've been sharing a lot. It's dope. I'm grateful. But for someone that's in the audience, maybe someone that I maybe know, or maybe someone but or someone that just tagged somebody to watch this, what would you tell someone that was in your footsteps how to maneuver and walk in this industry, and what are helpful guidelines would you give them to say, hey, you might be going through this, you might be feeling a certain way, but this is what works for me. It might not work for you, but this is my spiel.
Hmm. Hmm. Uh, Good question. Because I'm at a place in my career where I'm toggling between barbershop and set.
Okay.
So it's all about making your own path.
Okay.
There's not one way to be a barber. Because even if you go on YouTube and you say ball fade, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna see Basio, you're gonna see JC the barber, you're gonna see
Yeah.
nobody cuts the same.
Yeah.
This barber path, you are a barber. There is no path. You make your own path. Be your own path. Be your own barber. Stand firm in your craft. Stand firm in all the decisions that you make. Whether you make a decision and it not turn out the way that you thought it would, that's okay. Failure is good. Not even failure. Slips and bumps are going to come along the way. Embrace them because they're lessons.
Yeah.
And you know, find someone or people, whether it be in a shop or a single barber, to kind of have someone that's older that, you know, kind of guide you. I'm blessed to be around someone who does that for me, you know what I'm saying? And you know, being able to be surrounded by other queer barbers, you know what I'm saying? Um so yeah, build your own path. You know, this is, you know, your light, shine your light on it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be easy. Every week ain't going to be busy. And if they are, that's great. If you're in a place where like you're taking in walk-ins and your clientele is just boom, 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 that's awesome.
Yeah.
But don't get discouraged when one week it's not. You know what I'm saying? Just build your own path, do your own thing, stand firm in your decisions, and always make sure that you have a belief in a power greater than yourself. Because when you are able to release something to something that you can't see, it makes it a little bit more easier. Take the pressure off. Give yourself grace. Believe in something greater than yourself, and watch the blessings unfold. And it's okay to say no.
I love it, man. You talk about you ain't ready to walk that path of teaching and sharing. Yeah, you got it, dude.
Oh,
I see comments on here. People saying they crying right now. You speaking that truth. I like it. Um, let me talk to the audience right now.
okay,
Uh,
cool.
if there's anybody out there that has a question for this dope person right here, you know, don't be afraid to put it in the comments. You know, we gonna check it out. We gonna speak up on it. So let your voice be heard as well. You know, that's what we're here for. So, like I said, you know, drop it in the comments. But I'm gonna get back to the questions I have for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, we talked about how you got into the game. We talked about your journey. What is it that you enjoyed the most? Because I know you say you're a
Oh my
barber.
gosh.
Oh, you
Sorry,
see
my
it?
bro. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll let you take over. I'll let you do your side on over there.
No. Jump to it. Jump to it.
Oh, okay. So Isaiah Lester Films. I have a question, but it's not about being a barber. If that's okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Go for it. Somebody said, "Can you cut them next week, Wednesday?"
Yeah. I got you, Yasser Lester. I got you. He ain't gonna show up. He's a no call no show. I'm just kidding. Oh, he said, "Can you rank the Hoopers in the family?" That's my brother. They bullshitting.
Oh, okay.
All right. Who's okay? I'll go back to that one, Isaiah. Who is your dream client you love to cut? Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, you stumped me. Ah, I would have to say there are kind of two people that like are just super cool that I think that would be funny, and I don't even know their names all the way, and it's really bad. But the main chick from the 20s, from the show The 20s.
20s.
Oh man, you gonna make me go look.
Yeah. I don't even think I watched that show. I probably
She's
have.
just hilarious. They're hilarious as fuck, man. She goes by Hattie. I don't know, but she's one of them. Who's another one? It's not that who I'd want to cut. Like I more or less want to be around other barbers. Like that's where I'm at. Like I think that's where like that extra growth will come from. Those superior clients like that, and those people I'd love to cut. Like I've never been like a fanatic. I've never been like, oh, they're famous, I love them. Woo!
Yeah. Right?
Never been me. So like just for someone to say who's your favorite, it's hard for me. That's why I'm like, I know she's from, oh, here it goes, Jonica T. Gibbs. She's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And I would just love to be in her presence. But I'm more of like who's a barber that I don't want to be around. Yasser said, who's the other celebrity you want to cut? I think the other celebrity that I want to cut, I feel like I might just have to say this just so I don't get like, shunned from my family, is my brother Yasser. His he no calls, no show. No,
You know
I
what?
did, but I did. Huh.
You know what I love the most? That you represent that last name first. It's all about creating that last name,
Yeah.
showing longevity, keeping that name alive, so that the value and the wisdom that is going into that name, and you showing the path that it took, where it came from, to where the longevity, where it's you taking it. And that's what I believe in, bringing my last name first, even though I
Yes.
abbreviated my name.
Hmm.
Claire, stands from my dad's side, as far as the Belizean culture. My
Oh.
father, the road, the roots that they had to go through. So
Mm,
industry, that's why I wanted to keep that, and keep pushing that forward. So I applaud
that's
you
real.
doing that, and having brothers to help you, and pushing you forward further.
Yeah, they they've never, and the cool thing is that it's never been like a handout. It's always been conversation of, no, you need to do this, try it this way. If that don't work, da 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 da. And it's never like, hey, come on, I got you this gig. It's not that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'd rather have it that way than like this.
yeah. Just giving. Yeah.
Here you go. Where is the growth in that? Where is the humble? Where do I learn to appreciate it? You know what I'm saying?
So I
So,
mean, what I love about this whole conversation is that you tackle both industries.
hmm.
And what is it? I know you say your whole passion is to do film, TV, everything. Um, what is the what about the hustle do you like the most out of that field than just being a regular barber?
So I say I love being a regular barber behind the chair. I love that one-on-one time with my clients. Absolutely love it. I have some dope clients, and I can't wait for that clientele to build, because it's so that's important. So I won't say that like it's a I have a big 50-50 focus on both. So I'll say that I really do, well, 100 on both. I try and put 100% into both. But as far as being on set, I like chaos. I like that. I like
Okay.
when things are tossed up and mixed up and you have to, I like to problem solve. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I used to live a chaotic life. I used to drink and drug all the time. So like, I like that shit. Like, where do
Yeah.
I find it? Where do I find it? Oh, you guys can't find the talent. Let me jump on I'm the bar. No, dog, I'm trying to tell you, I was doing a whole season. They would be like, yo, where's so-and-so? I don't have anybody in my chair. I got eyes on them. You know what I'm saying? You need me to wardrobe. Oh, you down here? They over there? You need me to run something? I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's everything. It's reading the paperwork. Like, it ain't just about being on there cutting hair. It ain't just about that. There's so much more to it. That hustle and bustle is real, and it's chaotic. But to know that everyone has that same vision, end goal, in sight, like
Yeah.
we all are striving for the same finish line, and we want the film or whatever we're working on to be
A master.
beautiful,
Yeah.
a masterpiece. So even though the hustle and bustle and we're there 14, 16 hours, you know what? When at the end, when they call martini, which is the last shot right before you wrap it up,
Yeah.
there's this adrenaline rush that is just like, yo, we did it. Like, yo, we did it. So I love it. It's just the up and downness. You being on time and everybody else being late, or you being on time, you actually being on time, and then them
Yeah.
telling you that you late, but you actually on time because you there way before the call sheet, 30 minutes before the call sheet time. So it's just like all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. I love it, and I love coming home and just crashing after it. There's just nothing like after a long day, like just really. I don't know. Yeah, it's just that whole shake up. It's almost like just shaking up and rolling the dice and see how the day's gonna go. Let's get it. But we all know we want to be out of here by 10 to 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know. But yeah, I love it. I love that. It gives me
Oh,
it's the adrenaline I need.
another good question that just popped in my head. How do
Hmm.
you how do you combine and not cause any friction within your regular livelihood in the barber world? Like, you have your wife, you have your own being, you have your own mental that you got it, and then you dealing with, like you said, the whole chaos thing with the set, and then how do you loop all that together to keep your your mental?
uh prayer, meditation, prayer, meditation, prayer, all day, every day. Prayer, meditation. I'm just grateful I get to wake up every morning. I have a wife who is supportive. Like, I mean, I'm trying to tell you, from the time that I met her, like I met her like with my mom, like literally I met her like a month, and then my mom got diagnosed with cancer, and I told her straight up, I was like, listen, I don't know what's gonna happen. If you want to go, like, I understand. You don't have to stick around. We didn't
Mm.
even talk about me moving to California or nothing yet. So she was riding with me from the jump, riding with me from the jump.
Wow.
So I got me someone who's down for me. I got me a writer. So like I'm not, we always joke around, my ride or die, but no, that's my ride for life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's somewhere that
It's,
she's always gonna like be there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah, so like that, it's but I'll say it's hard because there are some times where, like, not to say today because she knows that I was jumping on here today, but there'll be times where, like, clients start texting me later, or I'm getting bookings or paperwork for a show's coming through, and like she's been working all day and she's ready to have her evenings with me, but my work is just starting. So it's just like I do have to, find the balance. And I try to give myself one Saturday off per month, to spend time with her. So I actually have a full weekend. That's just something that I like to do because, our weekends are our busiest days, but I think, and I believe that mental health is real. And I'm someone who, struggles with that, we all do. Like I said, if you say your mental health is like A1 every day, then I need to
No,
know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that. Just we pray and meditate every morning together. That is something that we do. So I have a great foundation. I have a great support system. My mom lives in our same building upstairs across the hall. So like if I'm not here, like they have a really good relationship. So um there's a good balance. We make a good balance, you know what I'm saying? And she knew what my career was going to be. She knows what I'm after. And because in a little bit, she'll be able to chill with the work, and be able to, like, cuz she works very hard. So like it's time for her to like really jump into her passion now. So that's kind of where we're at. Like, she's allowed me to do mine. So I'm balanced enough with things that are happening that she can go ahead and do her thing.
that's dope. And I see
Yeah.
somebody like, support is the key to
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So, man,
Mhm. Yeah.
it's funny because I'm listening to your story, and a lot of what you're saying is like almost hitting home.
Mm.
Um, it's like trying something new. Um, I also want to jump into that aspect of working on film, working on set. I come from the industry of working. I used to work for a studio
Okay.
um, during that time, but then during that time I started working on my clothing brand.
Okay.
But it's funny, like I spoke to someone. I don't know if you said it earlier, but I believe you did. When something is made for you, or something is like knocking at your door, like,
Mm.
"Hey, I'm here." You try your best to like push it away and say, "Okay, I get to it when I get to it." And
Right.
everybody will always be like, "Gary, you should be a barber. You should be a barber."
Mm.
The last person I dated was telling me, "Oh, once you be a barber, I can help you with that." And I was like,
Wow.
"No, I'm working on my clothes. I'm working on
Mm.
Lionsgate. I got too much on my plate."
Yeah.
Then I left the job, started working on my clothes a little bit more, and then met somebody new, and then they
Okay.
said the same thing. And they was like, "I got somebody that works in the industry. She can help you. She can give you, the guidance that you need." So I started my journey right before the pandemic hit. So I was doing the whole
Wow.
I was doing the whole
Really?
hour. Yeah. So the
No shit.
pandemic hit, stopped everything. I'm like, maybe this is not really meant for me to do this.
Mm.
I was like, I was like at that point where I'm just like, it just like you said, the mental started hitting. I'm like, man, I was doing this. I had this going on. Now everything is what should I do next? Like why am I in this moment? Why am I feeling like nothing I'm doing is right? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
uh, I started working. was able to, bring revenue in. My clothes started moving. I was able to make masks.
You jumped on the mass
Yeah.
brigade.
That started moving, and people started looking into whatever everything else I was doing as far as
Yeah.
clothes. And then the school opened back up, and I was able to knock out my hours. And then it was just like I don't know. Like sometimes you just have to. I think life will test you to see how strong you are.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of stuff that you were saying within this whole layout that we put together today, it really hit home, and it gives me a lot of you really helping me, honestly. You really
Mm,
give me hope. You're really giving me a different light on a lot of
mm,
things, especially like your journey, your lifestyle, how I should be more proactive, more
mm.
visual is about me because it's not. We're
No,
we're
yeah,
we're a unit. We are people that needs to understand that nothing can really prosper or work if we don't understand each other and then come together. And
yes,
like you said, us being black, we already have a lot on our back.
yes,
Uh, you going through what you're going through and trying to make more doors open and people understand like, hey, I'm human. I have feelings too. Yes, this is how I live my life, but that doesn't deteriorate who I am as a human. Don't
right,
unhumanize me because you don't understand me.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I,
yeah.
yeah, I love this. I'm thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I just, no, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. But it took me a long time to get where I'm at today because being raised in the South wasn't easy. I mean, you're put in a weird box because you're already in a box because you don't feel like you fit in, and then like you realize, oh, I'm part of this community, and then it's just like, oh, now people are really gonna really put me in this box because I'm saying it now. But it's really about not being in a box
Yeah.
and coming to California allowed me to not live in that box anymore. And barbering is allowing me not to live in that box anymore. And that's what it's going to allow you to do too, is to not live in that box anymore. You know what I'm saying? Just like, just to even know that you're like that, like you just starting out and like at the beginning of the pandemic, because I tell you at the beginning, 2020 could either make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how you look at it. It depends on how much time and energy you put into yourself, how much focus you put into yourself to make sure that your well-being is good. Because without a mental health to being aware of it, you
Yeah.
have to be aware of it to be able to keep going. Because if you don't stay on top of, oh, I'm not feeling too good today, that
Yeah.
can go into the next day. Oh, I'm really not feeling good today. Instead of, I was actually, tell you a story the other day. I was sitting here and I don't know what was happening, but like I was literally battling in my head positive thoughts versus negative thoughts.
Yeah.
I want to say I think I said because like my books have been I'm being fully transparent, man. The pandemic like shot my books down. Like it's been hard to like regain these people and
And I
like keep telling these people, yeah, and getting the same people back and getting new people because people are out, but they're not out like that. So it's hard. So like I had a day where like I had two or three cuts and everyone canceled on me. So like I'm in my head like saying these thoughts of like, it's okay, your body needs rest. It's okay, your body needs rest. But now you got bills to pay, but now you got bills to pay. But the bills will be paid if you believe in something greater than yourself. Your bills will be paid if you know what I'm saying? My wife came out here because I was standing like in our screen door. She was like, "Are you good?" I was like, "I'm literally like battling these thoughts right now." I was like, "It's the fucking craziest." Sorry, it's the freaking craziest thing that has ever happened to me. So it's like you got to be aware up here and you got to be aware in here.
yeah.
And when those two things align, I'm big on it, man. My higher power is God. Whatever your higher power may be, believe in that. Don't believe in the TV. Don't believe in all that kind of stuff. Step outside of yourself and know that we just didn't get here by
Definitely.
some of
Funny.
us may have, but I didn't get here by
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's funny because I was watching this sport show the other day, and one of the athletes said, "Don't always focus on the person that's on the TV screen as your model. because they're portraying a model life. And I don't know if I'm interpreting or if I'm explaining the way that he did, but it hit home to let me know that, you always been watch what everybody else is doing around you, and always like feel envy of like, okay, look at
Mm-hmm.
why this person is flourishing here, why is that person here, but you really don't know what they internally going through. You might look at the outside and just think everything is so wonderful, but internally they might be going through something. So
Yep.
just follow your role, follow your
Yeah.
ambition, your
Yeah.
instinct. Like you said, open up, even if it's not a Bible, open up something that
Mhm.
gives you life
Something.
and gives you hope and
Yes.
wisdom,
Yes.
moving forward
Yes.
yourself, and never let yourself down. Because if you're looking at everybody else and hoping for what they got, you're not you're not building who you can be.
And you're gonna miss all the blessings that are right in front of you, man.
Yeah,
Food, the roof over your head. Like as silly as that sounds, like you these people may be posting all this stuff, but do you know if they even eating a good healthy meal?
correct.
Or are they recording in a place that's not even theirs? Like there's so many, and I think that's what me too being on set. Like I'm noticing, like yo, like it's a whole world out here. Like now when like I see like people that have the blue check posts. I'm like, yo, I bet you that's not even where they really at.
Yeah,
They probably just rented that plane to take the picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but like, it's also like, but also don't assume. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, that person that has all of that could be dealing with something internally, and
yeah,
you could be the barber that changes that. You could
yep,
be that barber that they see every 2 weeks that brings them back down to earth just for
yeah,
that moment. Just
yeah,
for that moment. To remind them that they are human just like us.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because that yeah. You can't, yeah. I never, and I think that's from my mom. Like she just would never just, she always just said, don't, just don't idolize, put no idol above, God. And like she never was like, no, not like that, but she would just always be like, it's not good to say you love someone like that. Like, oh, I love this song. Like you're giving it, you really are giving it, and you shouldn't. Like, don't just give. You know what I'm saying? If you give it to the right places and the right people and things like that, not the TV and not these people who really don't give a what happens to you.
Exactly. I remember I was going through some emotional times, and speaking of moms, I was going through some things, and I was coming to my mom, and I was sitting down, and I was being emotional, and I was, I was crying. I was shedding tears,
That's
and
right.
it wasn't like once or twice. It was a couple times, and then my mom looked at me. She was like, "Okay, hey, it's time to push that
Mm,
bullshit aside now. Like I
mm,
have your
mm.
our moment, but now it's time to lift that chin up and get your shit together."
For sure. For sure. Oh yeah, always. Because I mean, we do have a tendency to sulk and to get in our own. We all have a pity party every now and then. We're human. It's okay, but it's dope that you have a mom who's like, all right, bro, you done cried long enough. We get it. What are we
Yeah,
gonna do to get past it and to fix it if something we can fix?
yeah, yeah,
I mean, same with my mom. She's just like, it's okay, but what are we gonna do? What
yeah,
can you do? The
yeah,
serenity prayer is great. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. If you implement that into every little piece of your life and you recite that and whatever's going on in that moment, at the end of that prayer, you're going to be like, oh, bye. I'm good. I can't control that, but I know someone who can.
yep.
So,
I always like to. This is not the end. We definitely gonna recap this. We gonna keep
yes,
this to the limit. So I don't want you to think
yes,
only time we go. This is one time we gonna do this. No,
no,
we family now. So
yes.
you got something that you want to talk about? You want to let people know whatever project you working on, or whatever, or just get back on here and just chop it up. Like
Yeah, for sure. Hey
it's,
man, you already know.
but I always leave it this segment at the end, and I always ask law of attraction. How does that play within? And I know you're gonna give me something deep. So how do you
Uh,
live that life within your regular day life and your barber life? Like
yeah. Law of attraction is real because you can attract negative, you can attract positive. And for a long time, I attracted the negative. So it took a lot of work to train my brain and myself to attract the negative. Not because I wasn't attracting negative, but I was living a negative life, so things are just going to happen that way. So when I started living a more positive life, positive things were happening, but I knew I wanted more. I knew that there were things, the work that I had to put in, and that's the law of attraction of believing that I already have it.
Yes.
Believing it's already mine. I can, I am, I will. I can, I am, I will. I am, I can, I will. Period.
Love it.
I am the baddest, whatever. I am right where I'm supposed to be. I will be successful. And I don't even want to be successful. And this is in my daily prayer. I don't want to be successful in money. I want to be successful in the things that I do and the people that I come across. That's success to me. Money is a blessing. It's not needed for me, but it's unfortunate that I need it in this world to survive.
Exactly.
Period. So you gotta think positive, live positive, and be positive. Not every single day, because
Yes.
I'm not every single day. I actually threw my back out yesterday. I threw my back for the first time ever. So to me, yesterday wasn't a good day. And I knew I was doing this today. So I was actually yesterday looking forward to this. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that it's going to be good. It's going to be good. This is right where you're supposed to be. This is right where you're supposed to be. It's okay. It's okay. I am, I can, I will. Believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, everything you want will come.
Somebody wrote, I am, I can, I will.
That's right. I am, I can, I will. I am, I can, I will.
See?
Yeah, we got to do this again, dog. We got to do this again, man.
This was truly a blessing. I thank
Hey,
you.
man, I thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm about to, hey, I need to know for real what other colors you have because I need, like, I'm trying to, at this point, I'm just about to swap out all the hats that I have for these. I told my wife last night, I was like, yo, the inside, like, that is so, like,
Yeah.
it's like, man, it's like, but, man, this is the best fitting hat. Like, and my brothers, they just dropped some really dope hats too. Model Boys, shout out to Model Boys. They're comfortable, but this trucker hat, baby, like I'm living for it. I'm here
I'm
for it.
follow them. I'm gonna follow Model Boys.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. So represent.
Yeah.
But thank you. Yeah. We're gonna touch bases. I'm gonna hit you up because I definitely want to come by the shop or wherever you do me up. And
Yep.
gonna keep this rolling. I see Model Boys in there. Somebody dropped it.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's a whole gang of us. It's a whole tribe. Model Boys is a tribe, yo. So yes, it's cool. Yeah, I have to get you a couple of hats. I have to get you a couple of hats over to you, man.
Yeah.
Damn, what was I about to ask you?
A bio.
Yeah, I was about to ask you something. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna send me all your information though? You gonna send me your number and all that kind of stuff so we can link up? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And then are you gonna make this reshareable?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you.
Hey,
Trust.
hey, look. One time, shout out to all my haters, dog. One time, shout out to my mom, Queen Vicky. Shout out to my wifey. Shout out to Model Boys, the tribe. You already know it. Hey, man, I appreciate you, dog.
All right. One love.
All
I
right,
got
man.
you though.
One love.
I got you.
All right, man.
All right.
Cool.
Bye.
All right, peace.